Hi there, welcome to our MadeTech team interview series. This is a collection of chats aimed to better understand what each role within MadeTech is all about and to feature the great work members of our team are doing. My name is Carson. I am the digital marketing coordinator here at MadeTech, and today I will be talking with Grainne, one of our senior delivery managers currently based in our Bristol office. Grainne, how's it going?
Hey Carson, yeah, really good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. To get started with a little bit about you outside of work, what hobbies do you have?
So in this day and age, I live a pretty small life given the time that we live in. I come from a musical background, so I studied music. So normally it's anything musical. So you normally find me in a pub with a pint of Guinness with my bear on, or just listening to some good records on my record player from the 70s. And aside from that, walking my dog, and also picked up some chess during lockdown, so I play that remotely with my brother as an example in Ireland.
Oh, that's fun. That's nice. And before you joined MadeTech, had you worked in the public sector at all?
I'd worked with some public sector clients, but not that many, primarily in the private sector. And the public sector clients that I did work with weren't really working within the GDS framework as such, so not much exposure in that respect.
Yeah. How do you find working in the public sector?
I really like it. Yeah. To be honest, I had a few reservations when I was joining MadeTech about the public sector, but I find the work really rewarding, and it's that whole idea of, I suppose, impacting a citizen's life that really hits home with, I think, a lot of people at MadeTech.
Yeah, definitely. Especially during these times as well. I think you just feel the impact even more.
Yeah.
How long have you been at MadeTech?
I've been here for 8 months.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like a lot longer, if I'm honest, but less than a year.
Flies by. Yeah. How did you find out about the company?
Bit of a weird one. I actually used to use MadeTech as a supplier, like seven or 8 years ago. And I stayed in touch. I heard about the growth plans into Bristol, and also COVID times. I thought there would be an opportunity to maybe join the team. So I stayed in touch with Chris Blackburn, our COO, and the rest is history.
So what was the interview process like for you?
It was really simple, really quick as well, which I really liked. So it's a telephone interview in the first instance. I think it was pretty much a 30-minute call just to get to know a bit more about the role, and to see, I suppose, if I was a fit. And then thereafter it was a face-to-face interview for an hour, and then a job offer on the same day, which was great. It was a great Friday.
Yeah, I'm sure. So what does your role here involve?
It depends day to day, of course. It's a mix between, I suppose, hands-on delivery management and hands-off. And I suppose to give a bit more context on what I mean by that, it's probably best if I talk about a few of the deliveries I've been on, just to give a bit more context.
Yeah.
And so when I joined MadeTech, I was involved in a discovery, so an 8-week discovery, to essentially create a migration and decommissioning report for an end client. So that was very hands-on delivery management, kind of acting as a consultant in that discovery, just one of the team to deliver that outcome. I've also been involved with, I suppose, a beta and delivering that service to end users. That's been quite different from the discovery, but again, very hands-on, working with the team to get them to be high performing ultimately and to deliver outcomes for that client. And then the third being a kind of rainbow style engagement where MadeTech have really great engineers contributing to some client outcomes. Quite different. So really depends from delivery to delivery, which is fun.
Yeah, definitely. So which has been your favorite project that you've worked on so far?
Ooh, it's tricky. But it's nice. It's nice to be able to think about that after 8 months, I suppose. I'm going to go with the beta delivery that I spoke about. And the reason for that is I come from a product management background, and I love thinking about users' needs and why we're doing what we're doing. So it really hits home with me in that respect, and I've really enjoyed working on that delivery.
Nice. So what do you like most about being a delivery manager?
I like the variety of work. You know, I've just talked about there, like three very different deliveries that I've been involved with. So I love knowing that, you know, this week probably won't be the same as next week. And if it is, there's probably a problem that I need to work on.
Sure.
So yeah, it's really great having that variety of work from week to week or day to day.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some of the most challenging things you find about the role then?
Probably the prioritization for me, something I'm constantly trying to work on, you know, making sure that, you know, you look at deliveries, right? And you think about what's going to deliver the most value for like an end user. And then you look at your diary and you're like, what's going to deliver the most value today?
Sure.
So it's that like ongoing prioritization of my work effort and where best to put my time, considering, you know, I'm working on multiple things concurrently. So yeah, asking that question on a daily basis.
Yeah, I think that's just a good life skill to have as well.
Yeah, totally. Like that's not something specific to delivery, you know, it's useful when I'm thinking about the shopping list as well.
Sure. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to be a delivery manager?
Yeah, I think it depends if someone's trying to get into delivery management or tech just as a whole. You know, there could be some people who are really technical looking to make the move across the delivery, or they could be coming in completely green. So it would depend based on that. And obviously it's not binary, there'd be a lot of other situations too. But I suppose in the first instance, it's all about people, right? So I'd really recommend, you know, getting in touch with people and through friends of friends, just to get those insights in terms of what delivery could mean on the ground, getting that context. And I think past that, I'd read up, you know, there's lots of great books and tools out there, right? So getting in the know around like modern ways of working and modern software delivery would be really beneficial, I think.
Cool. Sounds good. And since we are still working from home due to COVID, what is the biggest challenge you've had to face since lockdown in this position, and how did you overcome it?
Oh God, this is going to sound really, really simple, but like switching off from work. The first like 4 or 5 months I was working in my sitting room. I finally finished this little cave I have before me. But yeah, switching off is really, really tricky, I think, when you don't have that like physical space. But even with this little room now, I find it hard in the evenings, and I suppose I'm having to be really strict with myself in terms of when's work time and when's me time, and trying to make that physical separation. Dog walks are great.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. That's something we've talked about recently just within the marketing team is, okay, how do we actually set that barrier and stick to it? And a lot of people have been saying, yeah, just go for a walk as soon as 5:30, 6 o'clock hits, like just go for a walk and make it routine. That way you kind of have that separation between, okay, my workday is over, like the journey you would have to the tube or something, and going for that walk and continuing life outside of work.
Totally.
Yeah. What do you like most about working at Maytech?
The culture. I know it's a very broad statement, but I haven't worked in a place like this where there's like such a community. Like, just as an example, I really feel like if I had an issue in a delivery, I could put my hand up, reach out to like even the delivery community, and I'd get a handful of people coming back to me to try and help. And I haven't necessarily had that before in a working environment, you know, lots of different silos, or even silos within silos. So that's really refreshing. So yeah, overarching comment, culture.
Nice. And one last question for you. Do you have any books or resources you would recommend for someone interested in this position?
Again, context is really important here, right? So it's a bit difficult to suggest, I suppose, generic resources, but I'm reading what I consider a really great book at the minute. So it's Marty Kagan's Empowered. Really, really great book about how to create an empowered team and essentially a high performing team. So it's a really brilliant book to understand, I suppose, what are the things that make a team high performing and how to get there. So yeah, I'd really recommend any of Marty Kagan's book. He's great. So yeah.
Cool. Well, Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It was really interesting hearing about your experience and what your role is like. And if anyone would like to get in touch with MateTech or has any questions for Grainne about her role here, I will add our contact information to the description below. Please feel free to reach out and be sure to stay tuned for our next MateTech team interview coming next month. Again, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too. Bye.